Hello, friends, and welcome to our weekly connection. We are so excited to have you here. If you didn't catch last week live, or if you didn't see the Facebook update, we are no longer recording every week's training. But what we are instead doing is doing a once monthly or weekly connection. What we are instead doing is a once monthly official training, and we're still going to connect after the training portion. But we are not going to be recording the other Thursdays to allow for more openness and vulnerability. Because I got a couple messages from people saying that they didn't feel necessarily comfortable or they weren't able to share more because they knew it was going to be recorded. So we are going to hopefully allow for more transparency and openness with the non-recording of the regular connection. So I'm really excited about that. Today, our guest is not here yet, so we can go ahead and start talking about other stuff. And then when she gets on, she has a timeline today, so we will make sure to wrap it up quickly for her. What are you proud of this month from your business? Because it's been a whirlwind of a month. It was the new month, new catalog. We didn't have as many LTOs as we have been used to. So it's this shift going back to the catalog. So what are you proud of in your business this month?
I'll start.
Go ahead.
I am proud of my mentoring. I have not sponsored anybody, but my downline has been sponsoring and being there for them as new sponsors, but also for their new teammates. I had two January teamies that got Sensational Start 2, and one got Shooting Star this week. So those celebrations for them. Very, very exciting.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to pause. Carol is on. She has joined us. No, you're good. You're good. You're muted, but you're good. Guys, thank you so much. We're going to circle back around because I do want to hear everybody else. But Carol, I know we're on a timeline. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I was having trouble logging on. I'm like, I had to do it from my phone because my computer's like, we don't like you today. So,
yeah.
So can you hear me just fine and everything?
Yep, you are gold.
Okay, fantastic. Awesome. Well, what can I share with you guys today? What would you like to know?
So I think what I am feeling and seeing from a lot of people is, why should I stick with this? Or is it going to be worth it, and sticking through the long haul? And I know you're an OG, so like that, you're going to be here when everyone else is probably dead, right? So we want to hear about that.
Yes. Okay. Well, so I have been around the block too, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see all your smiley faces. Who do we have on today? Let's see. Oh, we have quite a few people. Good. So I have been around the block, and I've been through a lot of ups and a lot of downs. And I will say, those of you that stick with us will be rewarded in the long run. Okay. So when things get hard, sure. Can you quit? Absolutely. Can you move on? Can you think the green pastures are greener somewhere else? Yes. And I've seen a lot of people in my time quit, move, and go to another company. And then, funny enough, they come back and they were decision of leaving. And so, but I'll tell you, you bloom where you're planted, right? And I'm sure these leaders have probably tried to drill that in your head a bajillion times, because it's true. If you work hard, love what you do, and with it, the bounty comes in the future. So this business is cyclical. You'll have ups, you'll have downs, you'll have great times where sales and sponsoring so easy, and then you're going to have real crappy times where sales are hard and sponsoring is wicked hard. Okay. And because when people have a lot of options, they don't make a decision. When people are overwhelmed, they're like, oh, there's 1,000 companies. And I think back to like when we first started, there's probably 5. I mean, I know there were more than 5, but there were really only like 5 companies to choose from, kind of, I think back when I started Sensi. And so what do you get out of it by sticking with it? Well, you definitely get knowledge. You learn things that I've learned to be better. I've learned how to improve myself. I am currently learning social media, which I am no good at. Okay. But I am really good at face to face. I'm really good in person. So focus on what you are good at. So what I have to realize is I just need to act like I'm talking to Ariel, or I'm talking to Maggie, or I'm talking to Kaylin, and that's it. I'm just literally talking to you right now because we're having a conversation. And if you treat everyone that way, you'll see that you'll build these relationships that are better, and you'll do things instead of trying to put on a show or, show things, and stop like marketing to people, like stop posting all these flyers and all this stuff, like hold a bar, go live selling it, go do something randomly stupid with a brick. Just think about how are ways that I can tell people this is what I do, but not post a flyer or here's my link, go shop on my website. People don't want that. People don't want to be sold to. They want to know why do I want to buy a brick? Or why do I want a wall fan with a pod so that my kid doesn't spill wax anymore? You've got to tell them why they want things and why. And if you figure out and you learn how to do different things, you just become better. And this business is about self-development. And so if you're not developing yourself, reading, learning, figure out how to be a better closer, better marketer. There's a bajillion free resources on YouTube and Google, books you can buy, podcasts you can listen to. Seriously, you have got to just figure out, how can I be the best Katie or the best Courtney or the best Jennifer, right, that I can be. And I don't want to be like Ariel, and I don't want to be like Maggie, because I'm not. And frankly, I'm both of them put together. But I just, I need to be Carol. And if I try to be like Maggie or I try to be like Ariel, I'm not going to succeed, because that's just not who I am. And I think a lot of us try to be like someone we're not. And then you just get tired and you get frustrated because things aren't going, you're not getting any traction. People aren't following you. People aren't paying attention to you because you're not yourself. You're not being authentically who you are. But when you're authentically who you are, whether that be you swear or whatever, there's a tons of other things. You can just be yourself and be proud of that's who I am. I say shit a lot. I say shit every day. Every fourth word is shit, so be okay with saying shit. And let people know who you are. Give them a sneak peek behind a day in your life. And I actually did a story today at the gym about that, because I was like, does anybody actually want to see what a day in my life looks like? Because really boring. I don't know what kind of pleasure I am no Kardashian. So I don't know what you're going to think you're going to see in a day of the life of Carol. What you're going to see is a lot of toilet work. You're going to see me working on the toilet. So I don't know, but people do want to see behind the scenes. They want to see what you work on. How do you make this business happen? I think Maggie in this instance is probably one of the best ones that should do a day in the life with 7 kids. I'd be like, I don't know how she does it every single day with 7 kids and runs a business, and husband's out of town a lot. Now they're getting ready to show their house and move and trying to sell a house. I think that would be the best thing Maggie could do, is show a day in my life on like fast speed. People would tune into that every single day. But longevity, I don't really know how I lasted this long. I will say it's just, I take one day at a time. And then those days, I say a while ago, but that could have been 5-6 years ago now, because time is fleeting, right? Your time passes by so quickly. How many years have you guys been in? Drop it in the chat or hold up fingers if I can see you. How many years? 3, 2, 5, 6, 11? Is it 1 and 1 and 11? Okay, great. All right. So, you guys, some of you are super babies, 3 years, 2 years, you guys. So did you think 6 years ago for Jennifer, right? Did you think 6 years ago that you'd be here today? No, because when you're doing it, you're just doing day after day after day. And so I did a reel about literally, if you get really good at doing the boring shit every single day over and over again, I literally live Groundhog's Day every day. I am very much a routine person. We get out of routine, I get grumpy. Okay. Because I know I'm going to eat at a certain time. I'm going to the gym at a certain time. I'm going to do work, and I have things in my business that have to be done by the week. I time block my days where I know during this time of the day, I have Zooms, I have one-on-one coaching calls, I have mailers that have to get out, which actually my assistant does more of that now. But I mean, I'm learning to let go and to, hire out and not be a control freak 100% of the time. But I just am very good at doing the same thing every day. And then my weekends are kind of like free for all. Some days I live in my pajamas. I don't put on a bra, and maybe I brush my teeth. Maybe I don't, so I know that might gross you out. I just love living this life, though, that I get to design. And do you guys all work other jobs? Any of you work another job, or this is Scentsy's just it full time? So that's good, because if you work another job, you want to get out of it eventually, right? You want to just do Scentsy full time. Scentsy can allow you to have about a keyless lifestyle. And a keyless lifestyle, meaning you have the keys, you get to do whatever you want. Some people have keyless entry on their door, so they never have to carry a house key around anymore. I think that's phenomenal technology, frankly. I don't carry a house key anymore because I have a code on my door. And so I don't have to worry about having keys and being attached to keys. And when you have a lifestyle that I'm not attached to anything. I can work from anywhere. I can go anywhere. I can go on a vacation. I can take my kids somewhere, and I can work from Disneyland, Disney World, such a sham, hate that place, but Universal Studios, I can work from any of these places, and it doesn't matter, right? And so that's what you're going to get out of this business. So and then you stick with it because you really like the lifestyle that you've built and the life that you've created. And so I stick with it because the money's not bad either, okay? And so when you make good money, when it's paying your bills, you become complacent, although, which can be good and bad, right? You can just then you get a little lazy in your business because sales are coming easy and you've got a good team. And so you don't actually have to put forth a whole lot of effort. Orville used to give the analogy of the merry-go-round. Maybe you're not old enough. A lot of you guys look pretty young on here. Where you had to push a merry-go-round really hard and you had to dig in and you were out of breath. And they got rid of them because they were so dangerous on schoolyards. So many of you probably didn't even have it when you were younger. My generation, we sure did. And we had lots of broken bones off of it because people would get flung off of it and everything. But you had to dig in and you had to push really hard and you had to run around, and then you're completely out of breath. But once you got the merry-go-round started, all you had to do was give it a push to keep it going. And your business is the same way. You have to dig in and work really hard in the beginning to get it going. But then once you get it going, it's easy, right? And it becomes easier. It becomes with less effort to keep the business going, to keep the snowball rolling. And so now my business takes very little effort from me, but if I ignore it, it will go away and it will slow down and it will come to a stop. And that's the same for you. So you can't ignore it, but you have to keep doing it. But it does become easier, and you get in a routine and you just are like, great, everything's trucking, everything's flowing, because I'm not trying to figure everything out. But now I have enough brain capacity. I can try to figure out social media and see if that can make my life a little bit easier. Which apparently it's supposed to, but so far it hasn't. It seems like an awful lot of work. I don't love making reels. I don't love going live all the time. Frankly, it's like the worst part of my job at this point. I hate every single minute of it. Yet some people can do it and they seem effortless at it, right? You've seen these people. They're just like, hi guys, I'm just gonna do maybe if I did makeup and it would make it easier. I don't know. But they're like, hey guys, I'm just gonna go chat with you while I do my makeup today, or while I do my end of the night skincare regimen. And they just are chitty chatty patties. And I think, how do you do this and make it look so easy? I feel like I'm legit pulling teeth when I go live and stuff. So maybe that's not for you. You've got to figure out then a different thing is for you. And that probably for me to be something else. There's going to be another thing for me that I'm going to have to figure out. But by doing and getting really good at things, then the job becomes easier. And then you just want to keep doing it because you're having so much fun. And the fun part for me now is pouring into other people, watching leaders like Maggie and just completely bloom and change into somebody else that they weren't when they started. And now I get to help people realize the potential of sticking with it. I've been 17 years with Scentsy, and I almost stuck with this longer than I did hair. And I thought hair was going to be my career, that I was going to be a cosmetologist for the rest of my life. Obviously, my hair does not look like it was my full-time job for a while there, but some days it looks pretty spot on. Other days it looks like trash, but that's fine. So if you keep going, it just gets better and better and better. And then you watch people's lives. So I had a conference thing with another thing this last weekend, and they were saying that you personally will touch tens of thousands of people's lives in your lifetime. And so when you think about that, I mean, I don't hold that lightly, that if I can change 10,000 people's lives, wow. And then they change 10,000 people's lives. Like, what is the impact that eventually will have? And the gravity of that, I know I'm going deep, hold up, I'm getting there. But it's like, gosh, you could potentially have this ripple effect that you have no idea you have by sharing the opportunity of Scentsy and by sharing just you as a person, and how much fun you're having with it. I mean, I love Scentsy, and and I'm sure the thought has crossed everyone's mind. Could I be successful somewhere else? And if Scentsy closed this door, yes, I probably could be successful. Actually, I know I could, because I'm good at what I do. But I could be successful somewhere else. Would I want to, though? I have not found another product that I love as much as our product. And so that's what's hard. I don't love makeup. I don't do skincare. I don't do hair products. Couldn't sell Monet. Couldn't sell all these other things. I just was like, there's not a supplement out there that I want to take that is going to change this body into being able to sell something from it. So, I just think this fragrance is way easier for me. You want to smell good? I smell good all the time. I may sweat at the gym, but I smell damn good while I'm doing it. And so I'd have to go to another fragrance company, and frankly isn't one out there. So stick with something that that's really good. And so I'm here literally till the day Scentsy closes or the day I die, because I can't imagine going somewhere else. And so don't be distracted by bright, shiny objects, because that's what happens is people get distracted by bright, shiny objects, and they think, oh, this is great. Or they start following somebody else. And I do follow people in other companies because I like to see what they're doing, how they're selling their product, because I can literally take what they do and transfer that into Scentsy. So, I do follow some Scentsy people, but only if they post nice flyers I can steal and things, so it can make my life easier. If they don't post pretty images and take nice pictures and stuff, I don't follow them. Or unless they're my friends and stuff. But I follow other people in other companies because I like what they do, and I like to bring that change, that new life into what I'm doing. But yeah, guys, he or she who lasts longest wins. So just keep going at it and keep sticking with it. And I mean, yes, we're back to normal. So we're not in a dip. I know people have talked about dips and shit. It's not a dip, guys. It's not a dip. We're just back to normal. We had an overinflated 2 years that were really great. Bonus. Hopefully you chunk some of that cash away that we made, but now we're back to reality. And this is the norm. And you get base partying, talking to people, building relationships, offering the opportunity to everyone. Like you have to get back in the grind. And let's see, Kaylin said, you you started 2 years ago. So you don't even really know how to party. We didn't do parties. You joined during a time when nobody was having parties. So that's something now that you've got to learn, is to do parties. And Katie, maybe you're on the cusp, like you probably got in at the end of the, beginning of the party thing, and then we got shut down, right? So it's like, now I think you have a really nice setup behind you. So I guess then you do Facebook parties and some other things, or you're a Disney fanatic, one of the two. I can't tell. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah. Disney fanatic. Thank you. So, you've got a great setup behind you to showcase things. So, do virtual parties, do lives, Facebooks, whatever. But yeah, we have to get back to, people want in-home parties now. People want to get together, an excuse. And who doesn't love a snip and, I can't even say it right. Snip and sniff, sip and sniff, sniff and sip. Okay. So, just people love to get together and smell things and drink their butts off. So go for it. The more you get them to drink, the more they'll spend, like you're going to have a really great party if you can get them all drunk and to just whip out their card. I'll take care of the rest. Don't you worry. So just get things booked, get things on the calendar, and sponsoring with lots of choices. People aren't right now trying to make life-changing money. They're not trying to have a big mansion or well, I don't even know what fancy cars are. What's a Bentley? Okay, right? They're not trying to have a Bentley. I don't even know if that's a great car or not, but whatever. I drive a Ford. Let's see, and it's fast. Okay, it's real nice. Okay, but people aren't trying to make these big lifestyle changes. They're just trying to get by, or they want to work as little as possible and make money. So if they can do a couple lives a week and make $600 a month, they're all in, right? So that's what you focus on when you're talking. Do you need an extra $100 a week? Do you need $600 a month? Do you need an extra couple grand? What do you need? And then that's when you show them how Scentsy can be that for them, they'll join. And if they love fragrance, it's a no-brainer. They should just be in, like, just give me your card and let's sign you up. That's it. All right. So, but just know that you've got to create a lot of value for people to give up their hard-earned money right now. And so if you're not coming at it from a value place, you're not going to have any sales, and you're not going to have any team members joining you because you haven't shown them the value of going. Just like we're trying to get people to go to convention, reunion, I hate that word, but whatever, convention, our annual convention every year. Like, we want people to go there. But then if they don't know the value because they've never attended an event, they don't know what the magic that happens there and the spark that's lit. And so if we don't create that value of, like, this is why you have to come and join us, they're not going to come. And so every new person that you guys get, you need to drill into them. Guys, we're going to convention. This is so awesome. Like, this is what we do, and this is why. And when you leave here, you're going to be a completely different person. Well, don't actually say that, because not everybody changes. But but it's like, you guys we're never going to be the same. Don't say that either, because then I think you're going to die. And they're gonna think we're going to be, what is it? I don't know. I can't think of the word right now. But we're going to be hypnotized with this juice.
Do you remember when you first met me, Carol, that meeting that you had? And like, you and Christy literally like took me by the shoulders and you're like, you have to go.
Yeah. You have to literally shake.
Go.
And I talked to a lot of people in that way. I think if I grab them by the shoulders and be like, you have to go, then they're either scared shitless and they're like, oh.
I went home and I was like, Scott, I have to go. Like, they told me that I have to go, that we have to figure this out. We had no money. You remember, like, the baby Maggie 11 years ago, Maggie, you're like one of the few people that actually knows that past me. Like, you probably never thought that I'd still be here in 11 years, but, I went home and I was like, they said I have to go. So now, like, I have to go. And that was just it. Like, that was the long and short of it. And I'll never forget that. Like, I try to replicate that for people, but I just did what I was told, She's successful. She told me I have to go. So now I have to go.
Oh my God, Courtney, if they ain't peeing their pants, oh my God, I'm going to start using that line. If they aren't peeing their pants, I'm not selling it right. Okay. So if they're not that excited, Oh, thank you. I am using that for forever and ever now. Thank you. I need to save this chat. Somebody take a picture of this chat for me. Send it to me. But because I have early onset dementia and I can't remember shit after I get done with things. So I need pictures. I have screenshots like up the wazoo, just so I can literally remember to do things later on. But I actually did think Maggie would be around for the long haul, because when people jump in and are successful and do things on their own. So if you think about it, do you do your sales every month without Ariel or Maggie prodding you? They're not calling you being like, yo, you putting a sale in this week? Are you doing something this week? Are you doing something this month? No, they're not bugging you. You're doing things on your own. And when I see people that are digging in and just going for it, and when people are hungry, when Maggie was hungry back then, I mean, not that she's not hungry now, she still does need to eat a sandwich. She's too skinny, but it's fine. But I mean, she was really hungry back then because she was a struggling early young parent that, and Scott was still in school, wasn't he? Right. And still trying to figure out what they were doing. I mean, they were just not in a good place. And I love it when we reach people like that, because they are hungry and they are willing to work and really, really willing to dig in and to do things that people who are comfortable aren't willing to do. Right. And so if the more people that you have, people that join right out of the gate, start doing sales. I had a new gal that just joined. She was referred by someone else to me, and she's already set up a party. She's had her first $100 in sales. And I was just like, girl, you're killing it. And she bought the $25 starter kit. You know what I mean? So she's earned her money back, plus got a free warmer out of the deal. Right. And as of right now, and she's just got started like a week ago. So she hasn't even had the time to like dig in and reach her full potential. So I'm going to shake her by the shoulders, be like, you need to come to convention. Now I know this trick, Maggie thinks. I need to go physically shake people and be like, you need to go. But I have told people that are just killing it in the business. And if you have somebody on your team that's like that, you need to shake them and tell them you need to come with us, because it's going to change their life. They don't know it. They don't know how, but it's going to change their perspective. They're going to see the big picture and see all this stuff. So like Maggie, when you went, were you just shock and awe? I mean,
it did change my life. Like I came back a completely different person, and I knew, like I was doing the same thing that you were just saying about like just one day after the next. Quitting was never like an option. I don't think I realized then that I was going to do this for the rest of my life, but when I came back from reunion, I was like, I'm never leaving this. Like this is what I'm doing forever. And I had, that real success in that $600 my first month that changed my life. Like not everybody needs to have their life changed. So like you said, I am cautious to say like, oh, this business is going to change your life. Some people need that. Others don't necessarily, but being at reunion and being part of something bigger than myself, that was making a difference in the world, that was making a difference in my family, legitimately changed my life.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yes.
And that's what we found is people who have quick success, quick wins, that early first paycheck that really is just like, oh, wow, I just did, that's the key to success. So flipping hostesses, that's a big key. Oh, hey, hello. Flipping hostesses is a big spot for that, because then they're instantly getting a win because they just did this big party. Now they're going to join, and then they're going to get a commission right off that. So like flipping hostesses is probably the biggest thing in the planet that you can do. But getting that quick win and then literally shaking them and telling them they have to go with us and get a hotel room and squeeze as many people as you can in there, even though against fire code. I don't know. Like there was times we had like 6 people. We had people sleeping on floors. We did everything to get people to convention in the beginning. But if anything, you need to go and you need to set the standard. And then next year you say, you 2 are going with me, and you pick 2 people. So when I first went to convention, it was just me. Then the next year I had 2 people. And then the next year I had 35 that came with me. And so we really focused and brought it down. So if you can only make it there this year, you make sure you go, you create that FOMO, you pick get some postcards from places you're at, write people a note saying, you are coming next year. You have to be here. I miss you so much. You would have been perfect here, and send it to them while you're at convention this year. And be like, you're coming. This is it. Like that's like shaking them physically. You are coming. But yeah, and reaching out to the people that are your movers and shakers and having a conversation with them, phone calling, voice messaging them, whatever, being like, you have to go. I have not seen your name pop up registered. You have to come. We need you there. You bring the spirit, you bring the fun, you bring whatever you think, whatever positive thing you can pick for them that you see in them. Because sometimes people don't see things in themselves, and you've got to show it for them. And we saw a lot of potential in Maggie in the beginning, even though she didn't see it so much in herself, but we really did see a lot of potential in Maggie. And she has just powerhoused her way through this whole thing and is a rock star. So Maggie, who? Yeah, right. I love it so much. Okay, was that helpful for you guys? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a testament to you're going to have a lot of rinse and repeat days, but those basics are the foundation of your business. And that's what gives you that push on the merry-go-round to just keep going.
Yeah. If you're not following up with customers and following up with hostesses and booking parties, like that's our base model is sales, sponsoring, bookings. So, and building leaders. Those are the 4 things that will make you money. And if you're not doing daily things in those areas, you're not going to make any money. So if you leave your customers to whim to follow up with you whenever, they're never going to follow up with you. It's your job to not let them forget about you. Right. It's your job to follow up and just be like, hey, I'm placing an order. You need anything? Or send them the scent of the month every month. And something else, send them a mailer. I do a mailer every single month, and I love it because that just gets me most of my sales. So it's just know that if you just have to do these same things. And I do like that phrase, rinse and repeat. It is legit. I do the same thing over and over again. But it's effective and it's worked for 17 years. And so why change it, right? Why change that?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's super important because I know I've been distracted by new and shiny things. And there was a time when we still lived in Korea, I almost quit for a different business. And I'm so thankful I did not. It was just being the consistent Groundhog Day liver that has gotten me this far, almost 10 years. And so it's like, why would I give that up?
And I know people who have had certain setbacks too, like things in their life had to take a front seat for a little while. And then since he took the back seat, but the great part is that business is still there when you want to pick it up again. And if you have done that little push every little bit, right, to just keep it barely moving, you're still going to have a business. But if you ignore it for too long, you won't have a business. So just know that there's things, I've had surgeries, I've had tons of things that have given me a setback, that I've had a setback on, but I still worked my business from the couch a little bit and did, the best that I could. So, and I think if you just keep doing the best you can every single day and work each day to just get a little bit better, to do one extra thing in your business, you're going to be here in 16 years, just like me. I'll be much further ahead than you are, but it's fine. I'll be at 40 years, but you'll still be.
Yeah. And I think it's important to note too, that when you do need to set your kit down, like we have the minimums in our compensation plan for a reason. The bare minimums are there for those times where that's all you can do. Okay, do that.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. And so, yeah, you can do the minimums for a while, but don't get in the rut of being a minimalist, because you'll just stay there. It's very easy to just do the minimums, and then you're like, oh, I gotta be better. Hey, will you open that door in case Catherine's coming? Like, unlock it.
It's just a freezer bag.
Yeah, that's a freezer. I think so. Looks good to me. Oh yeah. I was like, this is interrupted throughout the day. I was like, looks good to me. I think it is a freezer bag. I don't know. Not really.
Well, does anybody have any questions for Carol before she has to pop off?
I just know my customer will be here soon, so I don't want to have to be like, I gotta go. Sorry.
We really appreciate your time and your experience and reminder of the daily tasks. I think is just really important to remember. It's sometimes going to be awful. Sometimes going to be boring, you know, sometimes it's just going to be shit, like you said, and that's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of days where, and then you'll have days too, after you have a pretty sustainable, awesome business where you're going to be like, is this my real life? I got a huge ass check, you know, and I'm like, how is this my life? I mean, insert the income disclosure statement. Results are not typical, may cause diarrhea, vomiting, and a rash that will never go away. But it's like you know, there are days where I pinch myself and like, I'm just like, is this my real life? I can travel, I'm debt free. I have so much opportunity that I only dreamt and wished I had at one point. And so, yeah, the Scentsy rash sparkle. Yes, they do. Glitter, purple glitter, ladies and gentlemen. But, you know, I just am so blessed. And in fact, my trainer, he's so funny. I love him to death. He's young. He's like 28. No, yeah, 28, 29, something like that. But anyway, he asks me sometimes like, what do I make? Because I'll be like, oh, it's payday. And he asks me what my check is. He's like, oh my God, I don't even make that in a year. You know, and he's just like, so like, oh my God. It's just, he falls down on the ground. He's like, what do you do with all that? And I'm like, I don't even know anymore. I mean, I do know. I spend it all. It magically goes somewhere, poof, gone, just as fast as it comes in. But I mean, to just have a really good income, I don't care how much you make, you spend it all too. It doesn't matter. Like the more you make, the more you spend. But you get to, it just opens doors, right? It opens possibilities that you didn't have before. I've been able to put myself in rooms with people that I would have never imagined putting myself in a room with. And I can drop money and go to a retreat or go to a convention that I would have never been able to go to before, to expand my knowledge and expand my thinking and to dream bigger and to do bigger things. And I mean, I love the possibility of my life, and I want that same possibility for everyone else too in Scentsy, because I know it's possible. There's no limit to what you can do. And so I just want you guys to know, keep working hard and you're going to have a life that you'd never dreamed of having. But yeah, any questions? I didn't see any. I can't see.
I don't have any questions. I just want to thank you for shaking me 11 years ago.
You're welcome. My pleasure. I'm happy to shake anybody that needs it. That's so funny. I do remember talking to her, telling her she had to come. We were in the barbecue, weren't we, at Spring Creek Barbecue, at a barbecue place in the back. We're like, Maggie, you have to go. Fallon and Ariel shook me too. Courtney, good. Did they make you pee a little? I'm just kidding. just a little. Good. Yeah. And literally the possibilities, when you guys think about the possibilities and that are out there for you. I mean, there's a guy that I'm reading this book. He makes $1.5 million a day. I mean, I didn't even know that was possible. I mean, and so now that this has been a possibility of mine, can I make it to $1.5 million a day? Like, you know, we sell $1 million a month. So now I can think we could have $1 million week. We could have $1 million day eventually, right? So, I mean, we can do it in a month, why can't we eventually do it in a day? So, and I know Scentsy was that way too. Scentsy's like, we had $1 million month, and then we had $1 million week, and then we had $1 million day. Now they have $1 million 1 minutes, you know, I mean, so when we sell out on things, and so when you're like, wow, we could do $1 million a minute, like, holy crap, hola. I mean, that's a lot of possibility. It's a lot of availability out there, because we only have 250,000 consultants. You think about some of these other companies, they have millions of consultants. And so we have a lot of ground to cover, guys. So let's go. Let's go.
Oh, I love it so much.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. Really, truly, I love it. Thank you for,
Your time, Carol.
thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate that. And I'm honored to be here.
You're freaking awesome.
Thanks. Thank you guys. All right. Enjoy. You got more sharing to do, right? So,
Yep,
okay.
yep.
I'm gonna mute myself, but is okay if I hang out till my lady comes?
Absolutely.
Because I want to hear all this rad shit you're gonna share. Okay.
It's like super rad. Okay, who wants to share next? Because Kaylin, at the beginning, we asked, what are you most proud of just specifically this month with how things have been shifting? What are you most proud of in your business this month?
I did the group coaching thing with Sarah Walker, and I didn't want to, but I did get up every Wednesday and showed up to it even when I was out of town. So I'm really excited that I stuck with that for the whole month and did and shared and spoke some scary things out there with a group of people that I never met. And it was just a cool experience.
What was the most impactful thing that you learned or want to implement?
There was one girl that shared how she talks about the join special when you're offering that free kit. And another girl said that she was nervous about offering the free kit away because people just take it and they run with it. And she said that what she started to say was, I have this kit for you if you promise to dedicate the time with me to make it worthwhile. And she says that she saw a huge impact in the amount of times that people would respond to her after that because they didn't want to break their word to you. Whereas if you just give somebody the product and you give them the kit, they're not out anything. But if they get the kit and they don't stick with it like you've asked them to, they've broken their word to you. So people are more likely to stick with it and actually put time and effort into it when they feel like they might let you down.
Okay. I dig that. Unless they're like morally bankrupt. I really like that. Cool. Anything else from your 4 weeks?
A lot of stuff. It's in my notebook somewhere.
Great.
But I'm excited about implementing some new events with my team members and my customers, including trivia night and doing all kinds of like fun things just to kind of get people not just associated with me with Scentsy. So yeah, I've got a couple things to do.
Cool. Dig it. Thanks for sharing. All right. Who else is proud?
I registered for SFR. I was excited about that. I went last year and legitimately that was what changed everything for me in terms of not just the business, but the relationships in the business and the connection and the greater picture of what Scentsy is about. And so, because I was a 2020 baby, if you will. So when I came in, everything started getting canceled. And so I'd only done the virtual side, and there is no transforming it into virtual when you're have the opportunity to go. So based on that, I had some conversations with my husband, and I've just decided to kind of financially take a risk on myself, and I signed up for boot camp and I leave on Sunday. So I'm hoping that that energy and how things shifted for me in my business at SFR, I'm hoping that boot camp can do that, kind of implement that same thing but differently in leadership. Because I've just decided, I mean, why tiptoe and why dip a toe when you just got to go all in? So
oh, hell yeah. I'll come up and have lunch with you. I'm coming up on Tuesday. I will have lunch with you. And I have a couple other girls in your boot camp too. So I will be there. I'll be there for lunch. So
oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I connected with my roommate. We've been talking this week, so that took some of the scaries out. And I had some opportunity to be with Brandy this weekend, and she told me about her experience at boot camp. And so I am excited. I haven't felt this kind of excitement in a while. So I'm hoping then that kind of, like you said, create the FOMO, create this picture, a broader picture for my team that I can paint with more color, with more texture, with more tangible dreams and goals for them as well. I'm hoping I can come and kind of repaint that picture like a Bob Ross.
Happy little birds. Oh, I'm so excited. Anybody else want to share what they're proud of for their business this month? I'm really freaking proud of my consistency with my customers and my PRV. I'm just really proud of myself. And I'm also working toward having less things, less stock, less on hand, because I don't like doing events anymore. Funny enough, I'm doing one tomorrow. But I don't like doing those things anymore. And I want to transform the space that I'm in right now with my office. I want it to be a dual purpose space. And so I'm starting to see that vision come to life with kind of purging things and redirecting what my customers' expectations are of me. And I'm loving that change. So I'm really proud of myself for starting all that. Kaylin said in the comments that she's hoping and pushing so hard to be able to go to boot camp, to open boot camp doors by promoting. Yes, your team is crushing it. So you guys are doing great.
I hope so. I mean, my personal sales have like really slowed down, but I recognize that and I'm actively working to change that. Like I was going to celebrate one more thing about this month, kind of in the same line. I don't remember which person it was, but on United We Rise a couple weeks ago, one of the ladies, I wrote it somewhere, she sends a project broadcast text every Monday and then an email every Friday, like those kinds of consistent things. And so I'm trying to do the project broadcast text more frequently and more intentionally. So like she puts an image of herself with it in the text. So I'm trying that and I am getting a lot more response. And so this past Monday night, I put my pre-order for April 1st and all of my pre-orders have only gone through like email or Facebook before. And I've gotten like 0 to maybe 2 people pre-order something. I have almost 500 in PRV already for April 1st. And I'm pushing, I'm gonna email it today so that the people that didn't see their text or don't have the text, then hopefully like get a little bit more. So that's my biggest April 1st or my monthly launch pre-order ever.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, I'm excited.
Are people most interested in like the Wonder Woman warmer?
I have three or four Wonder Womans, 2 Lighthouse, like just a lot. But then I also this past week was sharing the 3 bundle flowers. And so a lot of people have added on 3 flowers to wherever they pre-ordered, whether it's the Mother's Day flowers or just regular. So like I have 3 of the pink sunshines because they've been waiting to get it. And now they're ordering $170 other dollars worth of things. So they're like, well, just throw that on there. Like, yeah, let's do it. I'll wake up at 3 o'clock for this.
Absolutely. Well, that's exciting. Cool. Anybody else want to share anything? Are you excited for April? Are you like done with March? How are you guys feeling? What's the vibe? Vibe check.
I've got really high hopes for April. Like my team has been showing up and with my pre-order going well, and I'm pushing for annual sales. It's going to happen.
Yay. I know several people are pushing for
Right.
annual sales, so that's exciting.
I'm still far, just like last week, but I'm going to do it.
But you have a goal and you're
have.
you're chipping at it.
I have a goal.
Yeah.
I'm down to like 110 a day.
Okay, check you out.
Working on it.
Courtney says she's going to be paid at Tidal. That's very exciting. Yay. Congrats, friend. Refuse to let this be the first month in 3 years. I don't be paid at Tidal. Okay. That read funny. Maybe I read it funny. Maybe it's me. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. If you guys don't have anything else, I'll let you get on with your day, but you guys are awesome. Way to end the month with a freaking bang and get excited for April. Who else is going on an incentive trip coming up? Yeah. Carol, are you going on one? No? No. Ixnay. Nope. Got it. I saw the dead to me motion. Got it.
So Because you can't force people to work their business for them. Just kidding. I earned reunion free. So yay me. With 50,000 points. So, you know, it's not embarrassing or sad at all. So it's fine.
You crushed it.
I can buy my own trips. It's okay.
Yeah, you can buy your own trips. Well, we'll definitely see you at reunion, and then we'll see Katie and Maggie on the cruise in a couple weeks. Katie, have so much fun at boot camp. I cannot wait to hear about it. I'm super excited for you.
Thanks,
And-
guys. I'm really excited.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great end of month, and we'll chat with you guys soon. Bye,
Bye,
friends.
everyone.